do you? Idina glanced behind her with a confused smile, but she and Grossman had taken up the rear of the unit, after Briggs had stayed behind for a few words with the aviation guys. Nobody walking in front of them had anything to say to Trigger's random comment. Bravo's only other female operator turned to stare at Idina and Grossman with wide eyes. That wasn't fucking rhetorical. Idina laughed. I also have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Uh-huh. Trigger looked back and forth between them, then rolled her eyes and faced forward. Edgar's reached Maine's back door first and held it open for everybody. When Idina reached the door, he pointed at her, then wagged his finger back and forth between her and Grossman. That creepy little mind trick shit the two of you got going on. What? Yeah, nice try, Moorfield. Don't think we don't notice this shit. The rest of us might not be mind melding or whatever the fuck you're doing, but we're not idiots. Grossman choked back a laugh. That was the nerdiest thing I've heard you say. I can be a nerd and be right, asshole. Thanks. Edgars glared at the telepathic operator as Grossman headed past him through the door. Then he laughed and let the door bang shut behind him. I'm pretty sure mind melding is something totally different, Idina muttered as they made their way down Maine's twisting back hallways toward the front. And fake. Grossman snort laughed. Behind them, Edgar sighed as heavily as Trigger had, then smacked the back of a hand into his other palm. Are you kidding me? Nothing? Seriously, neither one of you is making any sense. You can stay out of it, Moorfield. I'm talking to the giant head case in front of me. Everybody else laughed, including Grossman, who looked over his shoulder at the guy. Doesn't make you make sense, though. I make some cool sci-fi reference, and you jump down my throat. Moorfield pisses in my sandbox about it, and you don't say a word. Hey! Bam shouted from down the hall in front of them. Nobody said it was a cool reference. You're tampering with evidence. Jesus. Idina couldn't help but laugh as she shook her head. Didn't know we had to stand trial before this debriefing. That's for the whole team, Trigger called over her shoulder. Right now's for the two of you. Grossman turned to Edgars with a confused look. Why? You know why. The other operator narrowed his eyes and shook his head. The rest of the team laughed, and Idina tried to play the whole thing off like she was a lot more clueless than she was. Because Grossman punched a sergeant in the face over me? Or maybe they heard us talking to each other the whole flight back. Why not add that kind of weird ability to going full-on invisible? Makes Edgars the perfect spy. Grossman let out a sound that was something between a cough and a laugh before he choked and started coughing. Edgars thumped him several times on the back. Something got you, buddy. Doesn't matter whose brain channel you're listening to, huh? You're still getting it from all sides. Dude. Grossman grimaced and leaned away. Chandler turned the corner behind them. Man, I don't know what the hell I walked into, but you made that sound weird as shit. It's all weird, Wilson called from the front of the line. He threw his hands up as he turned the next corner. Everything. All of it. Now we get to go back in there and talk to Command about how weird it still is. Again. Feels like fucking Groundhog Day in this. Whoa. The muscular, bald operator stopped short when Sergeant Briggs emerged from an intersecting hallway to step in front of the entire team. He peered past the reeling Wilson to take a good look at everyone else heading toward the front of Maine. I thought I told you to move your ass, Bravo. You were talking to the aviation guys, Wilson muttered. Briggs slid his sunglasses onto the top of his head and stared at him. Sergeant, how the hell did you get up here so fast? Team leader perks. The sergeant looked Wilson up and down, then turned to continue down the hall. Right now, I'd give just about anything to trade them in. Let's cut the bullshit now before Command has a chance to throw it back in our faces. While the rest of the team picked up the pace, now that Chandler and Briggs had both caught up, Wilson stood at the intersecting hallways with his face scrunched unrecognizably in confusion. Team leader perks? Bam snickered and thumped him on the back. You'll never know, bud. What perks? Trigger bumped her shoulder against Wilson's on her way past. Don't hurt yourself, Rock Muncher, unless you're trying to...